Hello and welcome to Sid Says, your weekly transfer gossip news, all Tottenham Hotspur related. And this week, it's some very, very juicy gossip and rumours still speculating around Harry Kane. As reported this morning, Harry Kane's not turned up at training, but let's talk about that on a different day, because to me, that just means nothing. Sky Sports News was just making a massive, massive deal out of it. And players contracted to Tottenham till another 3 years. He's got to be a professional. If I didn't come into work, I'd get docked my wages. So I don't see why Harry Kane is any different. And if Man City want him, pay the money. If he wants to go, then if the price is right, then Harry Kane will go. Christian Romero, on the other hand, professional again as Harry Kane. He's turned up for training for Atlanta. He wants to come to Spurs. We all know everything's been signed, sealed and delivered, and if you believe everyone, then he's already a Tottenham player. But unfortunately, he's still not one of our players. He's still in the process. He wants to leave. Spurs want him. They've agreed personal terms. Now it's just thrashing out how much money Atlanta want, and they keep upping the price, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, on to this week, and I have 5 players on the menu today. As always, please like, subscribe to the channels, comment and share. The more shares we get, the more viewers we will get. And if everyone subscribes, not only to FTB, but to Paxton Road TV and Sid Says. And like I've mentioned before, if you've got any players, if you disagree with what I'm saying, it's only just speculation, it's rumours, gossip, nothing concrete. Leave a comment in the box and I will get back to you, and I will obviously reply and we'll have further discussions. So without further ado, this week we have 5 players, and the first one I'm going to go with is, as always, a centre-back. Now this one has been around a little bit, but some might agree, some might not agree. And the first one is Chris Smalling. So as you can see, currently playing at AS Roma, 31 years old, centre-back. A lot of you might remember him from his days at Manchester United. Prior to that, Fulham, I believe. Done quite well. He's had a good season at Roma last season. He played quite well. A lot of good things about him. At one point, they even said that he was obviously their colossal centre-back, and if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have got where they got to. Man United fans, obviously, they had him for quite a while, and now Mourinho and that, and it was just got to the stage where they didn't like him, or he was getting blamed for the goals they were conceded, etc. However, in my opinion, 31 years old, he's a good defender. He's English as well. I'm not too sure whether he's made for Spurs. As you can see, 6'3", and last season he only made 21 appearances. So to me, at the age of 31, he's not really somebody that we should be looking at to come in. Maybe for a season, if you're looking at that, then yeah, that's not a problem. But any longer than that, for 10.3 million, I think there's better players out there, younger players that may cost less, and we might get some time out of them. And obviously, at the end of it, we might even get some money. So, Chris Smalling, if you think he's a good short stopgap for Tottenham Hotspurs, then just leave a comment down below. If not, we'll just move on to the next one. And the next one I've got is another Wolverhampton Wanderers player. This has come into fruition yesterday, I believe, and Liverpool are after him as well. And it is Adama Traore, 25 years old, right winger, right-footed, 5'8". We know how much of a beast he is. I've seen him personally play when I've been at Spurs, and he's a colossal midfielder. Strength, energy, loads and loads of baby oil. So you can't grab him because you're just going to slip and fall. He's got pace on him. and every time I've seen him, he does cause damage to a lot of defenders. My only concern with Traore is he needs to work on his finishing. There's time and time again where he's gone into good goal scoring positions, but he's just not been able to deliver in terms of getting the ball, running at defenders, and basically terrorizing the defenders. He's absolutely brilliant at, but he just needs to basically concentrate on finishing, because you can be as good as you are on the wings. You can dribble, get the crosses in, which is fine, but he needs to have that end product as well. And not all the time does he deliver that end product, and also his finishing as well. He just needs to practice that in training. Last season, made 41 appearances, and he's only scored 3 goals and 3 assists. So for an attacker, to me, that's quite poor, because 3 goals, every 13 games he's scoring a goal, just over 13 games for a goal. Now, when you're as good as he is supposed to be, then in my opinion, there has to be a lot more of a return than just 13 goals. However, he's only 25 years old, and he's valued at 27.5 million. So 27.5 million. That is not bad for somebody who's 25 years old. I've got a funny feeling here that if Spurs don't get him, he's going to probably end up going maybe Liverpool, but I don't even know if Liverpool need him. The likes of West Ham, Arsenal, there's options for him. What could swing in our favour is the fact that Nuno Santos was his manager at Wolves. He knows how he plays, and basically we'll get to find out if he wears the shirt of Tottenham. So that's Traore, Adama Traore, 25 years old. Next on my list is a striker, and the striker I've got is Gabrielle Barboza, 24 years old, currently at Flamengo. Prior to Flamengo, he was at Inter Milan, where he's been going from Inter Milan, Santos, Flamengo. It's been on and off loan deals in between. Last season he was at Inter Milan, then he's gone back to Flamengo. 24 years old, centre forward, right-footed, 5'8". So last season he made 18 appearances, scoring 15 times and 3 assists. That's quite decent for a striker, for his age as well. He done quite well for Milan, but it's just, I think they just had him on loan and they've decided not to renew him, and he's gone back to Flamengo. And his total appearances to date is 235 appearances, 115 goals and 33 assists. Now, if I broke that down, it's basically 125 games for Santos, 43 goals and 13 assists. Flamengo, he's had 99 appearances, 70 goals, 20 assists. And last season at Inter Milan, he had 10 goals and he had 1 assist. £23.8 million for a striker, 24 years old, like I said. It's not a bad deal at all. And obviously he's played in the Brazilian league. We've had Aguero coming from, well, not from Brazil, but they've played around that area. We've had Carlos Tevez, Vinicius as well. But he's also had experience in the Italian league. And this one, I've spoken to a few people. I've even spoken to Stuart last week, who was on Friday as my guest. And he's a player Stuart's recommended as well. So there is a lot of people out there that are looking at Barbosa, and he is in a lot of people's mind. As far as I'm aware as well, Arsenal, West Ham, and I think Liverpool have shown interest as well. he's had a lot of experience, obviously, in the South American League. He's had a season or so at the Italian League, and for 23.8 million, I mean, that's not a gamble at all. If the inevitable happens with the should I stay or should I go decisions with Harry Kane, then, like I've mentioned in my previous programs, we could get potentially two. I mean, Vlahovic is one that we're looking at constantly week in after week, and that seems to have progressed a little bit. I'm not too sure what the situation is as yet, but we are highly interested in him. Barbosa, again, is an alternative to play with him up top. As I've mentioned before, Danny Ings, there is a few strikers that we could go for, so he potentially could be one of them. And from what I've read, as a 24-year-old, I think he would be a better option than the likes of Danny Ings. But again, it all depends. It's just rumours, it's just circulating, and for South American to come to England to play, it is a big difference. It's not going to be, he's going to come straight in and all firing all cylinders. It may need a season for him to settle in. Soldado was one of them who was firing on all cylinders, came to Spurs, and it took him a good couple of seasons and it still never happened. So, you know, it's a gamble maybe, but for 23 million, is it? Yeah, in my opinion, that's not bad for a 24-year-old. And like I said, last season, 18 appearances, 15 goals and 3 assists in the Italian League. That's not bad at all. So that's Gabrielle Barboza. Before I move on to my final player, like I mentioned before, please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment underneath. Last week we had a lot of viewers, and I'd like to thank everyone for coming on, sharing, and also commenting. We are getting there. Hopefully all this transfer news that I'm bringing to you, it's just, like I said, rumours, gossip. Nothing's going to be concrete. As soon as it is concrete, then I will let you know. Like I said, with Christian Romero, Harry Kane situation is an outgoing one, but we've had Galini come in, Brian has come in. I was actually at the Tottenham Hotspur training session the other day on Saturday, and Galini got a really good reception. And from what we made of him in training, he looks quite comfortable. He looks confident, and he made a few good saves. But in training, you know, it's good. But the fact is, the 17,000 that was there really took to him, and listening to his interviews and all that, he just seems to be settled in. Seeing the videos this morning with him and Son messing around as well, so it just looks like he's been there, you know, part of the furniture now. So wish him all the best, and hopefully, you know, he'll get a good run in the team, and we've got a new number 1 keeper at some point. And finally, every week I like to throw a player in, and it's just to get people talking. It's just been mentioned. There's no actual concrete offer made, but it's just a rumour mill. Now, I think a few people have been linked to this player before, but Real Madrid have put an absolutely ridiculous 200, 300 price tag on him in his get-out clause. But rumours circulating again yesterday, Marco Asensio, 25-year-old Real Madrid attacker stroke right winger, left-footed, 5'9", has apparently been shown a lot of interest by Tottenham Hotspur, Liverpool, and I believe Arsenal, but I'm not too sure about that. However, my boys and myself have watched Real Madrid quite a lot, and Asensio is the real deal. I have seen him play myself, and I think he's absolutely brilliant player. He just shot up at Real Madrid last couple of seasons, and week after week, season after season, he's just gone from strength to strength. Very, very comfortable on the ball as an attacker and a right winger. He's quite pacey. He's got the skills on him, and he has scored some absolutely sensational goals. I was speaking to my boys, and they just couldn't believe that I'd actually had him on the show today, because they were like, Dad, what are you talking about? He's not coming to Spurs. And why would Real Madrid sell him? Because he's got an absolute ridiculous get out clause. But I believe 31.5 million or thereabouts could get him. Now, whether he want to come to Spurs, whether he'd want to leave Real Madrid. Last season, 48 appearances, 7 goals and 2 assists. Like I said before, he is a Tottenham player for me. He is very, very good. People are saying get rid of Dele Alli and get rid of maybe Giovanni Lo Celso. He could fit in. He can also play on the right, which would mean then Bergwijn as well. But for me, if anybody out there feels that he is one we should go for, leave it in your comment box down below. Let's get this hyping. Let's talk about this more often. Asensio to Spurs could happen. What are your feelings? Do you want him to come to Spurs? And if so, is he the kind of player that can take us to the next level? So that's my 4 players for this week. Adama Traore, Gabrielle Barboza, Chris Smalling, and Asensio. Like I said before, please like, subscribe, share, and leave your comments. And hopefully, Sid Says will be back on Friday with a special guest. Hopefully, Christian Romero will be a Spurs player, and maybe we might get another 1 or 2 players. Harry Kane situation is a Harry Kane situation. I'm not getting into all this gossip and rumours about where he's going, who he's going to, why is he not turning up for training? At the end of the day, he's a professional footballer. He signed a 6-year contract when he signed. He's got 3 years left. Do your job, come into work. If you want to transfer, if the price is right, then yes. If Man City want to pay what Daniel Levy wants, everybody's happy, then we move on. We sell him, we move on. We've got 2 weeks left to the Premier season starts. I don't want it to drag on. We need to get players in. We need to get a settled squad, because our first game is Man City. So until Friday, enjoy. Don't get too stressed. And I'll see you on Friday. So Sid Says, keep watching.